Back in my day, Artist Choice was a cult classic that kept getting a 5-star review.
Back in my day, in the post-irony area, we had a game called Arya's Choice. It was not very well received. In fact, it was made fun of quite a lot. But in hindsight, it's a testament of a testament to the passion of unpaid volunteer work.
I'm like, how you start off so negative and then like, oh, okay, at the end you give it like a 5-star.
Yeah, absolutely. In the post-irony area, everything is 5-star.
Yeah. With because you didn't know much about Silver when you voiced or did the casting call. Why did you cast call for him?
So when I looked at the page,
Yeah.
if I remember this correctly, there was only Silver and Michelangelo, and I saw Michelangelo was calling for Latin American. I thought, I can't do a Latin American accent, not yet. I will audition for Silver, and I will move on to the next project and start auditioning elsewhere. And I think the third one, I think that there was a third audition slot that was just singing. I think it was the chorus of
You Are My Sunshine.
You Are My Sunshine. And I put in something for that. But it was the Silver audition that got me in the door. Then, if I may, when I was playing the game, I played the game, and we're okay to talk about spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was playing Silver's route, and after karaoke, Silver opened up about losing his mom to cancer, and I thought, oh, the emotion I could have put behind that. Because what got me into auditioning in the first place is it okay if I talk about this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. My mom was battling ovarian cancer for 6 years, and she unfortunately passed away in April of 24. But one of the last conversations we had was, if you weren't studying for engineering, what would you like to do? And I said, I'd like to try for voice acting, because I like to do a lot of voices when I was with her. When we were playing games that were unvoiced, I'd just make up something and go along with it. And she said, that sounds great. I think you'd be great for it. I think you have great range. I disagreed with her. I don't think I have great range at all. But it was about a month after she passed. I thought, I need something to get my mind off this. Let's find an outlet. We talked about voice acting. What if I just tried it? And that's when I started peppering out auditions in early May. And yeah, May 4th is when I sent in that audition for Sterling Silver. Then about 9 months later, I got to play the demo of the game, and we got to Silver talking about how he lost his mom from cancer. Like, oh, the power I could have put behind that.
I did not know that at the time when I wrote that. I was just thinking about trauma. I was just like, I was like, his grandparents died in a car accident. His real mom died. He got an abusive stepmom. I was just thinking about everything I've seen in like K-dramas. And Kumar's like, we can't have too much trauma. I was like, okay, then just say his mom died from cancer.
That made me really relate to Silver as a character, because he got emotional over a song that he and his mom used to enjoy, which is something that I did. Still They Ride by Journey is a song very special to my parents, and now is special to me. So we played it when we laid my mom to rest. And every time I hear Still They Ride by Journey, I get emotional and I tear up, just like Silver. I can totally relate to that phenomenon. It's not uncommon. It's not unrealistic. It totally happens.
Did your dad happen to do you play Artist Choice yet?
Not yet. Once this interview comes out, I'm probably gonna have yet another nail to kind of drive in and like, hey, I got a game for you, Dad. You wanna play an Atome Jam game? You know what Atome is, right? You like chick flicks? This is like a chick flick that you can play.
That's just so hilarious.
But he's watched white chicks with me, so I mean,
speaking of white chicks, no, we're not talking about that right now.
speaking of white chicks,
no, but you know how I always talked to you about the whole Tanner, the name of why we called him Tanner.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I gotta get my.
Look at him, then look at me. There's your answer.
Like, what is your thoughts on that? It's just like, are you serious?
If Tanner was a nickname, it would make a lot more sense. But as a birth name, it's just serendipitous.
Like,
The thing about it is,
like his parents named him Tanner. Like
his parents named him Tanner, knowing he would be Tanner. But the thing that I hate about that is that I actually have a form of color blindness, so I couldn't tell that they were a different shade until I read that line. I thought, oh wait a minute, he actually is kind of Tanner at the time. I saw that promotional image where they're standing side by side, like, oh yeah, wait a minute, he is a little darker than Tom. No way!
Oh my goodness. You're like, I couldn't tell.
Slow.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. You couldn't even tell.
I can't even tell until I read the line. Wait a minute, is he? He is!
But the fact that his parents just named him Tanner is just like, are you serious? But that's kind of funny itself. It's just like, wait, that's why you named me Tanner? It's not because you like the name Tanner, but it's because I'm Tanner than my brother.
Tanner straight out the womb.
I mean, just like
Fresh off the press.
it's just like they have two kids. They're like, let me see, you have a bit more melanin than the other one.
I have decided that I will name him Tanner. Comes out whiter than a banana. Oh, we can't have that. You just gotta take him to the beach every other day.
Let's see, this one we're gonna name Ty because your dad's wearing a tie.
Tyler Ty Hawkins. The quotation marks because it's a nickname. Tanner's not a nickname, as you can clearly see by the concept of
It's just like, it's like, wait a minute, there's not even a nickname to it.
As you can see here on my birth certificate, it clearly says Tanner Hawkins.
Oh my goodness, they're just like, wait, what kind of child? It's like, it's not the name that's the problem, it's the fact that it's because he's just a slightly different shade from his brother.
Just ever so edgier skin tone, that's still white. Still Caucasian.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know, Italian, but who says they're not mixed? They could be quarter black. You never know.
You never know. You never know with these.
You never know. They could have a little bit of
I ain't saying no.
Exactly. They could have something else inside them. Oh my goodness, man. I have a can you relate with Tanner aside from his bro talk?
Relate with Tanner?
Yeah.
So yes, for a lot of reasons. As a high schooler, I did have this fixation on this one girl in high school, and it became such an obsession that it was more like I was going after a prize with the end goal of I have obtained the prize without any forethought of what would happen after. Happily ever after that, once I achieved the goal of getting this girl to like me, right? So became an unhealthy fixation. Not to say that his fixation with Layla is unhealthy, but I went beyond that. And looking back on it now, Yeah, I can tell that that was extremely immature and unhealthy. I can see it in that way. But that's actually just so common for high school boys. I know Tanner's in college, but it's yeah, after high school, I look back and was like, ooh, yeah, what was I thinking? But for Tanner, it's his aesthetic. I like the aesthetic. Short brown, dark hair, dark color palette with his clothing, rock and roll and metal being his themes. He had 2 themes that were unused for the game. Is that correct?
Yeah, I might use it somewhere else.
Maybe I'd like to see it because I like rock and metal. They're my favorite genres of music. That I use Tanner #1 as my ringtone, and I use Tanner #2 as my dad's ringtone. So if I hear Tanner 2, I know it's my dad. If I hear Tanner 1, it's anybody else. They didn't get used in games, so I gotta enjoy them somewhere, right?
Oh my goodness, that's so funny. You could be like, hey, this is where it's from.
This is where it's from. Because it was Fodlan Wind from Fire Emblem 3 Houses for the longest time. So it took a lot for me to switch from this one ringtone used for 5 years to this one. But I'm happy with the change because if any phone rings in the room, I know that it's mine because no one else has this.
It's a unique sound.
Yeah, that's Jared's phone.
And if your friends ever says like it's from Ari's Choice, which you could download on itch.io for free.
So there's this game called Ari's Choice. You should totally play it, man. It's like so up your alley.
Do you think Tanner loves Lila or is in love with Lila? Like, you think like it's just a prize type of thing, or like he really wants to be with Layla?
That is a very, very good question, because I can totally see the argument that he's in love with the idea of being in love with Layla, as in Layla is an object, or loving Layla as Layla is a person and wanting to spend his life with this woman he loves. If this were high school, I would definitely lean towards the former, as in it's the goal of the matter. In college, it can swing either way. Into adulthood, it's more likely going to be the latter. So that's kind of ambiguous for a while. I think it starts with, oh, yeah, an example. Have you seen iCarly?
I have.
You remember the episode when Freddy saves Sam's life from the truck?
It's Carly's life.
Carly's life. I'm sorry. It's a very long time. Gosh, I'm getting older. But it was Freddy was described as just bacon. That was the analogy, was he's just bacon. Carly only likes Carly only likes Freddy because Freddy saved her life, not because he's Freddy. And
she kind of did prove until like the reboot, essentially, I think.
True, but for the sake of the episode, it was more the idea of Freddy than Freddy himself. And I think that's how Tanner and Layla meeting in the lore was how it could have started. Then it could have evolved into something more. I feel like that's never explicitly stated, but based on how Ty's route ended, where Tanner does get with Layla, given what he says, I believe him. I'm curious how long it will last, because there is a life that goes on for these characters outside the game. Their life doesn't just stop and cut to the void at the end of the game. So it could swing either way after the events of Ari's Choice, really. That has yet to be written.
Let's say it is in the works. Let's say 5 years from now, things happen, right? Do you think, let's say Layla ended up with one of the twins, do you think it would be the type of dynamic where, okay, you know what's crazy, honestly, before we even get into that conversation, because this is actually gonna be crazy. honestly, a lot of the people ship Layla with any of the guys, to be honest. Like every conversation.
Really?
Yes, that's, I don't know. Somehow I
Really?
made Layla that desirable. Like I thought it was a inside joke where it, like I just thought it, but like everyone's like, because I talked to the voice actor for Damien, and he's like, I kind of ship Layla with Damien because like Layla's like the Amazon woman, and like Damien's like into the, you know, like secret services and whatnot. So like she's like the perfect girl for her. And then Michelangelo's like, I need someone who's like kind of outgoing and whatnot, bubbly, to get him out of the comfort zone, which is Layla or Serenity. But like Layla could kind of like really push it, literally take him out and move him out to make him go out to places, right? And so like and then there's like the dynamic people like with Silver being a himbo when it came to him chasing over Layla. So many people actually like Layla with any of the guys. So like I thought I had a clear-cut answer when it came to who she could end up with, but then I'm like, dang, I literally don't know at this point.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Neither did I. I was just like, wow.
Because out of any of the girls in the game, I'm the most attracted to Layla myself. I could get into that. But that's a whole different rabbit hole.